Studio check.
Frequencies check.
We are live on air.
You are listening to the In Fact Blessing the Airwaves. Take the journey into the world of sports, news, entertainment, while embracing the hottest beats on the planet. Rocking the mind, body, and with energy, electricity, and a splash of controversy. Now, without further ado, it's our pleasure to bring to you
The biggest show in the world.
The biggest show in the world.
the biggest show in the world, the SBTV Nation.
SBTV Nation, you got the dream in the house. It is Sunday, June 10th. What's going on, people? Mad Hat with the smooth, old school bass rock.
Little Curtis Blow, the break stream. Good morning to you, baby. It is actually warm weather out for once in our lives. I woke up this morning. I actually left the house with a tank top on and long pants, and I'm dying with the long pants on, man. For once, Dream.
For once.
For
We
once.
are getting a little bit of weather here, but it could snow tomorrow.
It could snow tomorrow, exactly. So good morning to everybody. We are the SBTV Nation. We are live on all the social media outlets, and just looking forward to discussing what we got as far as sports are concerned. A little bit of, Dream, you weren't on yesterday, and I went on just a touch of a, I don't even want to call it a rant, just
Okay.
a little bit of what was on my brain. First things first, before
Yes.
we get into anything,
Yes.
NBA Finals. Golden State Warriors are in the exact same position that they were in last year. They have a 3-1 lead. However, they
Yes.
do have the addition of Kevin Durant this year, so I don't think it's going to be the same scenario. But
Over tomorrow.
it could be over tomorrow.
It's over tomorrow.
Talk to me about the last game with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
This is the deal with the last game. And, the conspiracy theorists are probably coming out and the fixed people are coming out and whatever. And that's cool. But here's the deal. And you know how this works. You play the game. You try to be competitive, okay? If it gets away from you, you don't panic. You say, we're going home to our building.
Right.
We're going to put them away in our building. A couple of I shouldn't say uncharacteristic, because in Jermaine Green's case, it's not uncharacteristic when he acts like an idiot. But, he gets emotionally involved in the game. There's some technicals going around. Cleveland basically got a circus-like atmosphere there. A lot of bad things happened to Golden State. I'm sure Golden State's mindset, you know what? Let them have this game. We'll get them the next game. I have no problem with them giving up that game, because Cleveland was not going to be. They didn't want to be embarrassed. They didn't really want to get swept. They didn't want to be embarrassed, and they had every motivation in the world to come out this game 4 and give their best effort, which they did. They came out, they hustled. But I also saw Golden State kind of back down, not really played at full potential, not a lot of adjustments made, because to me their mindset was, we get them back home for game 5 and put the dagger in their heart and got it all going down tomorrow. I got Golden State killing them tomorrow. The play is already in. We already got Golden State for the series. Cleveland is still, I don't want to hear about last year. It's a completely different Golden State team.
I agree with you 100%. Now, a couple things on my mind. Well, first things first, got to tip your hat to Cleveland for that. That's a record-setting performance offensively. 86 points in the first half. That's more than the Nuggles.
Yeah, I'm not. Listen, I'm not impressed with Cleveland. I know people who like Cleveland, maybe you're getting excited. To me, it wasn't really about Cleveland winning. It was more about Golden State. And I hate adding the additive about. I don't like to talk about the money aspect of the series continuing. However, I don't think we can go without mentioning it. It's already been reported that the Golden State Warriors were going to lose $22 million if there wasn't another game played. I don't think that was a motivating factor for them to kind of lay down in game 4,
No.
But we have to talk about it because it is relative to the topic. Gang, the game going another series and especially ending in Golden State, is far more lucrative than if it ended in Cleveland on Friday. So that's just a fact.
All right, sounds good. So the thing that was on my mind and was kind of, I don't even want to say, I guess I could say troublesome to me, was that there's been a lot of hoopla. There's been a lot of people discussing the fact of actually making comparisons from Kevin Durant to LeBron James. And, almost saying like, he's been having his way with him, and is he a better player than LeBron, and blah, 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 blah. And I just have to just kind of kill that right now. And I'm just going to kind of paint a picture for you and see what your thoughts are. And I'm sure you're going to think exactly the same way. First things first, two different players, definitely two different styles of gameplay. Wouldn't you agree?
For the most part, yeah.
Okay.
I would agree with two different styles of gameplay. However, that being said, Kevin Durant can more mirror LeBron James than LeBron James can mirror Kevin Durant, in my opinion.
Well, Kevin Durant's more of a shooter.
More of a shooter,
yeah.
And LeBron is more of a post guy. But Kev has shown the ability to play the post game as well as shoot, which is why I say Kevin Durant is more able to mirror LeBron James' game than LeBron. LeBron James is not. He's not as an accomplished shooter as Kevin Durant is what I'm trying to say.
I agree with that. So just do this. Let me paint the picture for you. For anybody that even has a doubt that LeBron James is not the best player in the world, well, especially compared to Kevin Durant, why don't you just make a trade? Why don't you trade Kevin Durant to the Cavs, put LeBron on Golden State? Is it a sweep at that point?
It probably is a
Clearly.
sweep. I get the Kevin Durant to LeBron James thing, especially when you look at this particular series. I understand that. To me, though, and I know to you're basing it, of course, on LeBron James's body of work in comparison to Kevin Durant, which brings us to another point that I want to bring up. But let's just don't handle this right now. When you look at both athletes on the floor right now, going up and down and playing in each respective positions, it does appear that the skill set is just a tad bit higher on Kevin Durant's side. Mind you, let's take also into consideration that Kevin Durant is playing with the Golden State Warriors. Right. And I love what you made as far as your comment with LeBron James playing with the Cleveland Cavaliers. If you were to put Kevin Durant there, you might get a different situation out of Kevin Durant. What we're forgetting about in this whole, the skill sets are generally similar. Okay, both professional athletes, both very good basketball players. I think, though, that the passion and will to win and leadership roles, I think when you look at those particular aspects of the players, that's what separates LeBron James from Kevin Durant. I just don't feel that Kevin Durant has that leadership and also that will to win. Give me the ball, I'm going to score passion that LeBron James has on a consistent night in and night out basis. Now, Kevin Durant does have it, at times, but as far as just his whole career and the way LeBron James plays, to me, those are the distinct differences in the two players.
Okay. I agree with you 100%. So, anyway, the series is 3-1. Tomorrow night is the big game. Golden State minus 8.5, under over of 231. And you're pretty confident that Golden State closes it out tomorrow night.
I'm very confident the Golden State closes out. It's minus 8.5. I probably, if I were you guys, I would probably give it a shot now at the 8.5. Maybe want to buy it down 2-6 just to be a little comfy. But I honestly think that they're going to cover the 8.5. I think the Cavs are going to get blown out in Golden State. I really do. I don't think they have any chance. I think Golden State, they were like, you know what? We're going to give them this game. We're going to take them back to Golden State. We're going to just drop them. So I also want to talk about Kevin Durant for a minute, though, since we talked about that. And the thing I want to talk about Kevin Durant is this series, and I'm playing with this Golden State Warriors team. I think Kevin Durant, it's his coming out party, and we haven't talked a lot about this as far as him being kind of held back in Oklahoma City by Russell Westbrook. And when he first left, it was all this talk about what happened and, him being Russell Westbrook's best friend. But I think this is what happened. Kevin Durant kind of wanted to show the world the type of basketball player he is, which he's showing them in this particular Golden State team. Now, I get that he's not the leader of this team. I understand that. And he's more of a role player in this team. But he fits more fluidly in this offense than he fit with Oklahoma City. You know, Russell Westbrook, an immense talent, but we're getting to see that, you know what, Russ? You should have been giving the ball to Kevin Durant a whole lot more.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? And Kevin Durant, that's probably was in his mind too, which is probably why he ultimately decided not to re-sign and not to go back to OKC, because he's like, yo, listen, dude, I can't be, you know, I don't mind playing with you, but, you know, we're not facilitating the ball in the right way, and it's a much better fit with Golden State. They facilitate the ball with him, especially this series. He's getting his way and getting to show off what he has as a skill set as far as what he can bring to the table. Good look on his part, leaving OKC now in retrospect. Great job by his agent getting him out of there so he could showcase his talent. Because if he stayed in Oklahoma City, to me, he was still going to be part of the two tandem and maybe not get the due that he should get. Now we're seeing him in this different role, and we're seeing, wow, this guy's incredible. I mean, like you said, now being compared to LeBron James as one of the best players in the country. So he's getting the eye and the look and the credit that he finally deserves. Also, great for the resume for his next spot if he's going to move on, which, you know, there's some Laker rumors floating around, but of course the Lakers are getting everybody. But, you know, his next position and next spot, you know, whatever team decides to pick him up are going to be very happy with him in the leadership role. And that may be where he will take his game to next. And then you might want to make the comparisons to LeBron James.
I can never make the comparison, period. But anyway.
Well, it's just like I can't never make the comparison to I still think Jordan is better than LeBron. I mean, I won't compare the two because it's different positions. But to me, Jordan is the greatest all-time basketball player, period. Number one, I don't want to discuss it. His Bulls team would beat any of these teams right now and beat most of the older teams with maybe the exception of one of the Laker teams. And that's still up for debate as well for me. But to me, Jordan is it.
All right. Well, definitely two different style of gameplay. Big time. So anyway, Dream, and you know,
but definitely Jordan, the better, to me, the better performer under immense pressure.
Under immense pressure, yeah, I could see where you're going with that.
You know, LeBron has lost a couple finals. You know, we had Pop get him a couple times. You know, get him once. You know, at Golden State. You know, LeBron's lost a few finals when he was with the Heat. You know what I mean? Jordan, Jordan get to the finals, it's a wrap. It's no losing.
I don't think he ever lost the finals anyway.
He didn't. That's what I'm saying. He didn't. So that's why I'm like, listen, and it just Jordan's, but LeBron does have Jordan's capability, that leadership and that, you know, LeBron does possess similar traits, qualities to Jordan. It's just Jordan to me is just the ultimate competitor as far as that's concerned.
Got it. And one more last note on Kevin Durant. Clearly the front runner for the MVP.
Clearly the front runner for the MVP, with the exception of, I don't know, if Curry got 50 Monday.
Curry only had 14 points in the last game.
No, I know, but if he got 50 Monday.
No.
You don't think so?
Nope.
Okay.
Just add up all the points.
To me, the MVP sometimes can get screwed by the very last game. So I'm like, if Curry went bananas in Monday's game and they win the whole thing, you know, I think Kevin Durant's the MVP. I agree with you on that. Yeah. But I'm just wondering, you know, I just sometimes think, like I said, the MVP sometimes just only gets remembered by the last game, has a little bit more to do with them getting that MVP role than the guy that's been more consummate, because he hasn't been bad for most of this. He's been right there with Kevin Durant for most of the series.
Yeah, but the last game he definitely didn't show up.
Didn't show up last game. You know what the staggering stat to me about Curry is? His rebounding.
Yeah, little
being
guy,
the smallest
rebounding.
guy on the court, he gets so many rebounds because he's just hustling out there all the time. That's the thing I love about him. He just hustles all the time, whether it's on the offensive end or the defensive end. Not the best defender in the world, but still gives you a lot of hustle.
Right. All right, man. Well, let's move on here, Dream. The Pittsburgh Penguins got a big game tonight. They are up 3-1 and trying to close out the Nashville Predators for the Stanley Cup. You're almost there.
Doubt.
You're almost there, man. That last game was a drubbing.
Was a drubbing.
Right out there. Right, what was it, a minute into the game they were up 1-0 already?
Ooh, it was a drubbing. And I was on the over, and I was on Pittsburgh. We talked about it, I think, the day before. I put something out on Twitter. I was talking to OJFB about it. And the Penguins just went bananas last game, kind of flexed their muscle. Listen, we'll get into this about tonight's synopsis, because we're going to run through some baseball, because actually your boy been on the bases for a minute. Yeah. But talking about this Pittsburgh-Nashville game, this game's going to be really good tonight. This Game 6 going to be a hard-fought game. I still see Pittsburgh overcoming this game, but I've got a little idea as to how to play this game this evening, and we will unveil that a little bit later in the program. Let's get to the bases.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well, I'm just going through yesterday. I went 2-2. Just couldn't get it done, man. You know, the Nationals had a 3-1 lead and then just let the Rangers score 5 unanswered and lost in 11 innings. So that was a loss for me. St. Louis Cardinals was a big win. Then I went down and took the Pirates as a home team dog. That cashed, only to fall short with Chris Sale and the Boston Red Sox under. Boston Red Sox went bananas with the bats yesterday. I thought that it was going to be a low-scoring affair, but didn't end up happening. So 2-2 on the day yesterday. Nothing great. So, and if you took the first 5 under 5, it pushed. So that's pretty much where I was at yesterday, Dream.
I've been back into old school 2-team money line parlays with baseball, trying to take the more dominant pitcher. It hasn't been anything really scientific to what I've been doing. It's kind of old school. Also, watching some teams in situations. First of all, the Boston Red Sox got murdered by the New York Yankees in their series. I think you said they won game 1, but then they got murdered the next 2 games. So I thought that there was definitely a bounce back factor for them. And that was starting with Friday. Picked up the Red Sox on Friday. I also got involved with the Red Sox yesterday. I put them with the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Dodgers was a little bit of a struggle, but you know, the Dodgers are playing Cincinnati. Cincinnati's 10-17 on the road, and I know the Dodgers are 24-10 at home. Also, Rick Lopez hit me up with the Dodgers last night. I was already on it, but it was, you know, the Dodgers had their ace on the mound too, as far as I'm concerned, because Wood's been phenomenal this season.
Yeah, he just came back from the injury. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal. Even though he didn't get the win for yesterday's game, but he's been a pretty solid pitcher. So it wasn't tough, to go out and take the Dodgers. And it's been pretty simple, gang. I mean, I'm looking for, home teams, kind of the better team, maybe the better pitcher, putting it with another game, and just that's it. Talking about, $30, yeah, nothing crazy, and just, a little 2-teamer. You might mix up a couple. I like that. When I played baseball, which I have played over the years, I know I complain about it, but I have done it, which I'm at the point where I'm going to get into it now. It's been that formula: 2-team money line parlays. I've also done series plays as well, but 2-team money line parlays, and try to watch it and let it, and build the bankroll from that perspective.
All right, sounds good. Well, you know what? I got to tell you that if you are a gambler betting on the Houston Astros these days, you've been cashing a lot of tickets, number one. Number two is if you've been betting them on the run line, you have been murdering it. They have been just completely dominant. They're winning all their games by 2 or more runs, Dream. Like every single game.
And who's that?
The Houston Astros.
Oh, the Houston Astros. Yeah, the Houston. Dude, we talked about Houston at the beginning of the season. I talked about them at the beginning of the season. I love this team back from 2 years ago. Last year was an aberration as far as I'm concerned, and it looks like they got it all together. Michael Fires got it together last night, got the win yesterday. They did go against Alaska, though. Yeah,
I know, but still. And you know what? Looking at it here, I mean, Dr. Dan has them going to the World Series this year, the Houston Astros. Okay. Another team
which means that they won't.
Another team that's flexing their muscles here is the Colorado Rockies, who went into Wrigley Field and beat the Chicago Cubs, and now have beat the Cubs 3 games in a row.
The Rockies and what they're doing in the Cubs, and because it's funny, I've been looking at the series and wanting to try to take, because the Cubs prior to this series looked like they had got their swagger back for a minute.
Nope.
Rockies came into this piece and was like, guess what? We're it this year. We're not playing. Been really impressed with this Rockies team. Colorado's Rockies road record, 24-10 on the road. They like not being home. So, listen, it's been absolutely impressive what they did. I looked at it yesterday because Arrieta was going yesterday, and I was like, you want to take a shot with Jake? I'm like, you know what? This Rocky team's been pesty itself. Let's leave Jake alone, and let's see what happens. And sure enough, Rockies went there and got busy. So, this Rockies team, very impressive up till now. Don't know if they're going to be able to maintain this level of play throughout the rest of the season. But as of right now, they're on fire. So if you're riding them, you got to be happy.
They need to. If they get one more pitcher during a trade deadline, forget it. They're going to be real good if they bring in an ace here. But
they probably won't.
And dude, they covered a run line every single time, kid. 7 in a row. 7 games in a row they've won by 2 or more runs. You are murdering the Rockies right now. And you know what? The bookmakers are probably not too happy with the Rockies these days. But they're making all their money back with the Cubs. Everybody chasing the dumb Cubs, who are not going to make the playoffs this year, Dream. I'm telling you. I keep saying it.
I don't know, Hat. The Cubs showed some life last series. I don't think they're dead in the water yet. You know it's early in baseball, dude. It's only June. So I'm not going to go. I hear you talking. I'm not going crazy, though.
You're 60 games in already.
All right.
Another couple weeks, we'll be halfway through.
I remember at All-Star break last season, somebody was like dead and ended up. What team ended up? One of the teams ended up making a wild card last year. That was like.
Was it the Rangers?
I think it was the Rangers. I'm not sure who it was, but I know somebody was awful last year by the All-Star break. Ended up making the wild card. So I'm not going crazy yet with baseball, especially with half of baseball's on the DL.
Yeah, pretty much.
When these guys start getting their guys back, which I'm still questioning some of these DL injuries. If it's not just hey, dude, look, you know what? It's a long season, so let's go. I feel like they tell them just go get your head right and come back.
Yeah, exactly. So
especially with the pitchers.
I know.
You get a blown up game. And all of a sudden, the pitcher's on the DL. It's like, well, okay, for what? Because his feelings got hurt?
I feel you, brother. I feel you. So, moving on here, just looking at the rest of it. The Cleveland Indians, I said this on the show yesterday. They had no business giving all the juice yesterday. They were heavily favored and lost the game to the Chicago White Sox. Another game here of note, the New York Yankees had pissed all over the Baltimore Orioles yesterday. Dodgers and D-backs win at the end of the night, so all the Chase players probably did their thing last night and woke up this morning with some money in their bank account.
Yeah, the Arizona Diamondbacks deserve a little shout out. 5-9 at home. Getting it done at home, getting it done pretty consistently there. I kind of like that product right there that they've got, that they're putting out as far as the consistency from a wagering standpoint. I've been honed into this Arizona team, who I've coupled with a couple other teams. Like I said, in my 2 teams, I used them on Friday with the Red Sox, and then yesterday I used the Dodgers with the Red Sox. I really like this Arizona team. They've been pretty good for me so far this season, so we'll keep an eye out. And guys, I've also had a little bit of luck with the no-score first innings. But that being said, and I know what you're going to say, Hat, I've managed to find the day that only one game is a no-score first inning. I managed to find that.
Yeah, you had 5 games, and all of them had a score except for the one you played. So congratulations on that. That's pretty dope.
That's called tiptoeing through the raindrops, I guess.
Of course, big time. All right, well, real quick, let's go through it because we have baseball and we have hockey. So
sure.
Let's talk real quick about the MLB card and see if there's any spots that are up our sleeve here. Let's take a look. Just going down the lines real quick. Taking a look at Jose Quintana for the Chicago White Sox. I don't know what happened to this guy, man. He's 2-7 with a 5.30 ERA versus Carlos Carrasco for the Indians. Listen, this is a lot of juice. I would expect the Cleveland Indians to bounce back here, guys.
Definitely.
But please make sure that you check your lineups today. Sunday baseball, there's a lot of players that sit on the bench. especially the high-powered offensive players. So double check that. Get your lineups before you put these plays in. If they are at full strength, it's probably a pretty decent move to get the Cleveland Indians and probably get them on a run line as well, Dream. So Cleveland Indians will probably get the job done. If you want to do a money line parlay, clearly that's probably a good move, putting them in. You're probably on the same page there.
I am on the same page. Gang, I have always liked Sunday home team ending the series, whether it's the sweep, whether it's to get the split, whether it's to, I don't know, just make it respectable. I've got a affection for the home team on Sunday into the series. This particular game, I have my radar on as well. Carlos Carrasco has been pretty good for me this season. I also have him on my fantasy team, 5-3 with a 3.36 ERA. Cleveland's pretty decent at home. Pretty decent, but they're 13-15, so actually they're not pretty decent at home. But the White Sox are dreadful on the road, 14-23. So, like Hat says, I would think that the Cleveland Indians will bounce back. They are actually I got two team parlays going, and one two-team and one three-team parlay, and this team is in the three-team parlay.
All right, going to another game here, probably part 2 of a moneyline parlay if you want to get froggy here. Probably a real good bet, even though they've been punching people in the face. Max Scherzer and the Washington Nationals over the Rangers today, I believe, is a really good, solid play if you wanted to do a moneyline parlay.
Definitely. Didn't look at Scherzer today. I didn't. I should have, because great call. And that's why I'm glad we come on the show, because then I can go and relook and maybe put some other stuff in as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, great call on that hat. Scherzer 7-3, 2.935 ERA, going up against Austin Bibbins Dirk with 1-0 at a 4.008 ERA. Rangers 11-18 on the road. Nationals are 17-11 at home. That's a good call, Hat. I like that, especially in the money line parlay.
Right, and I mean, I'm looking at 280s on some of these, man. It's definitely going up there. But if you were to take those two teams and put them in a parlay, guys, it pays plus money. So I think that's a good bet, Dream. Going Cleveland and Washington today.
It's a good call. I like it. I think it's good. I think it's pretty solid. I do like it as well.
All right, sounds good. And looking at another couple of spots here, just picking up we have the same Colorado Rockies that we were talking about with Antonio Senzatella versus Jake Arrieta. This Senzatella guy is 8-2 with a 3.56 ERA. And the Cubs are minus 180. You already know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, you probably like Senzatella, but, like I just got finished, and I thought Arrieta went. Why? I must have made a mistake on that. But Arrieta's going today. I know you like the Rockies because you don't like the Cubs. You think the Cubs are not going to the playoffs?
Right.
I don't know. Something's too easy about this one, huh?
What, taking a dog?
Yeah.
Oh, nothing's too easy. There's a reason why they're favored.
To me, it looks too easy. I mean, you're saying the Rockies are coming in. The Rockies already beat the Cubs. You're plus the 180. Arrieta hasn't been that great this season. To me, it looks too easy. So you go and take the Rockies, and then the Cubs finally decide to play this last game. I don't like this game. I've actually stayed away from this game, and I actually am leaning. If I had to take this game, I like the Cubs.
You like the Cubs, huh? Colorado's superior in like almost every statistical category, and if you're a $100 bettor on the Cubs this year,
you're murdered.
You're down $1,153 on the year. And on the flip side, if you're a Colorado Rockies player, you're up $21.81 on the season on $100 plays. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Not bad at all. So we're taking a look at that. I'm waiting for the adjusted run line to come out because I'm going to go Colorado Rockies on the run lines. Probably pays plus 300 or better. No, maybe, what is it, plus 180? Plus 150. You're probably plus 250 on that, not 300. So, all right. So let me just plug my computer in here because I'm losing some juice and see if we have anything else that we're taking a look at.
Well, I'm looking at right now 135 start. I'm looking at the Pittsburgh Pirates versus the Marlins. I've had a lot of fun picking on this Marlins team.
Yeah.
Especially the Marlins had come off of a little bit of a winning streak in their last series. I've had a little bit of some success, going after them now. After these teams get a couple wins out of their belt, it's like back to normal. Pirates are putting Ivan Nova on the mound today. He is 5-4 to 3.04 ERA. Kind of been a bright spot for the Pirates. Pirates are 15-15 at home. Looking to put the Marlins away in this game. Jeff Locke's on the mound for the Marlins. He has been decent. 0-1 with a 3.48 ERA. I like the Pirates though, and Nova to get this done. This is one of game 2 on a 2-team money line parlay.
I'm on this Pirates team this year. I've seen a lot of excitement out of them. It's crazy. I think that they can turn this thing around, to be honest with you, because the division is not playing that well.
I think the talent's there, but it seems like the management, I don't know. It seems like the coaching staff and the manager, I don't know. It's like you can't figure out.
They need more pitching. That's their problem. That's their problem. So taking a look at that, I mean, I'm with you on the Pirates. I think the Pirates are a pretty decent play. I mean, it's especially at home, especially versus the Marlins. So it might be something to take a look at. Another team to pick on here, Dream, is, especially when they're on the road, is the Philadelphia Phillies. Aaron Nola on the bump, 3-3 with a 4.28 ERA, but he is facing Adam Wainwright. St. Louis minus 145, under over of 9. I kind of like St. Louis here as well.
Well, the Phillies are 9-25 on the road, so you always got to like when road betting against them. Nola, though, has been decent this season. 3-3, 4.28 ERA. I'm with you. I always love St. Louis. St. Louis has a magical thing with baseball as far as I'm concerned. They're almost like the New England Patriots of baseball. So I have always been a fan of them. Adam Wainwright, though, hasn't been great this season. Hasn't been bad. I think he's, had success with getting some run support out of his team, but hasn't been that dominant pitcher that we've seen out of him in the past, possibly, going into the twilight of his career, but still formidable and serviceable, especially against the Philadelphia Phillies. I think it's a good call. I like St. Louis. Didn't play them, but I see where you're at with that.
Going back to the Colorado Rockies and Cubs game.
Sure.
If you were to get the Rockies +1,
okay,
it's +120.
That might be a good look.
Yeah, that might be a great look, especially because the Cubs, they love to win those one-run games.
Sure.
They just love it. So plus money might not be a bad look after all. All right, so scrolling down to the rest of this here so we can get into the hockey. I'm not really seeing anything that's making me excited here, Dream.
Well, I got 2 more.
Go for it. What do you got?
All right. First of all, Arizona Diamondbacks against the Brewers, 4:10 Eastern Standard Time start. You got Robbie Ray on the mound. It's been pretty good this season, 6-3 with a 2.85 ERA. He is going up against Chase Anderson, who's also been good, 5-1 with a 2.94 ERA. Diamondbacks are dope at home, 25-9 at home. Brewers are 16-11 on the road. Arizona, I told you, they've been kind of old reliable for me. I like Robbie Ray. I like this position for the Diamondbacks. Brewers are without Ryan Braun. A couple other, guys got, a little bit banged up. They're trying to step their game up, but I don't think it happens today. I like the Diamondbacks at this 4:10 slot.
In the desert.
All
right. Where else are you going?
And the second spot is the Dodgers. I like the Dodgers. They're playing Cincinnati Reds. Cincinnati 10-17 on the road. Dodgers, another really good home team. Rick Lopez will shout me out for that. 24-10 at home, the Dodgers are. They've got Ryu on the mound for them. He's 2-6 with a 4.08 ERA, so he has been great this season. But you're playing the Reds. The Reds are putting Adelman on the mound, 4-2 with a 4.42 ERA. I like the Dodgers to get the game 1 at home. You're going to sip some juices to Dodgers, but it's a 2-game money line par. So that takes away a little bit of the juice. That's how we get it done.
All right, sounds good. So other than that, I have nothing else. That's where I'm at. I think the Washington and what was the other one? Washington and Cleveland moneyline parlay, I think, is a stellar play.
And you like the Cardinals.
I like the Cardinals, and I like the Colorado Rockies on the run line.
And I'm sorry, gang, I do have one more. It's the late game. I had the Red Sox again. Red Sox closing out the series against Detroit. Red Sox are putting Pomeranz on the mound, 6-3, 4.02 ERA. Norris is going for the Tigers, 2-4 with a 4.48 ERA. Red Sox look like they found a little bit of life in their bats, which is positive. So the Red Sox is the other team that I have in the parlay. They are 19-10 at home. Tigers are 19, 13, and 20 on the road, so they're not a great road team. Boston's at home, prime time, the 8 o'clock game, so I did throw it in as well. Now, the great thing about this, if you put this game in your parlays with another couple of teams, remember, you have the opportunity to hedge out because it's a late game at 8 o'clock. So if you play a couple of 1 o'clocks and you're wetting in the wings on Boston, you got your 2 1 o'clocks to work, don't forget to hedge your money as far as the Red Sox game is concerned in the evening.
All right, sounds good. So that brings us over to hockey. And I think we need to have a conversation about the game tonight. You said you got a little something up your sleeve here for tonight.
Well, you know me, I've been playing this. I've been very good with these totals. You know, I pushed on one, but I've won. That's the only. I haven't lost one yet. But it's been a push, and I'm going with the total again tonight. I like the under in this game. Just had an explosion of scoring. Yep. In the last game, especially by Pittsburgh. This game's going to be very, very tight as it's, you know, Nashville's playing for their life. So I expect their defense to definitely step up and play right. I expect, you know, the Penguins to still be physical, and I expect their goalie Murray to be on point as far as that's concerned as well. I absolutely like the under 5.5, but I'm going to buy it up 0.5 point to 6 just to be safe.
All right, so if you were doing, like, it's the unders have been just terrible in this series. Terrible. I mean, it has been just I mean, if you're betting these overs, kid, you're in incredible shape this year so far as far as this series is concerned. I have no opinion on this game whatsoever. I think Nashville wins the game and it goes Game 7.
Okay.
But don't want to play it. I got enough baseball to play, to be honest with you. I wish I had more for you, brother.
Okay, there is a lot of baseball play. Let's keep in mind, Packer Rene got pulled in the first period on Thursday night. So if you want to consider him a little bit well-rested,
pretty much.
He did get a little bit of rest as far as that's concerned. I'm not really sure what Nashville's going to do tonight. I would assume that Packer Rene's going to be in goal. Would not be surprised if he gave up an early goal if they ended up pulling him, though, and putting somebody else, putting somebody else in. So keep an eye on that. That could be an interesting storyline in this particular series. You know, to the naked eye and to the novice gambler, you would say, you know, don't bet the Penguins. This game's going to go 7. Penguins win it at home, Game 7. I don't think that the Penguins want to flirt with that. No. I think they want to get it done now, and they would like to get it done tonight. I think they're going to have a lot of intensity on this. Now, what you got to watch out for the Penguins, the Penguins sometimes, I've noticed in this series, a little bit too much penalties and can get in power play situations. If you keep giving Nashville power play situations, you're going to end up losing the game. I do think that last game was a little bit of a, hey, listen, we're tired of playing around with you. We're going to take you, we're going to do what we do in our games as far as the Penguins are concerned and what they're talking about. I'm expecting, Crosby and Malkin to just do what they do, which is pound away, shoot at the goal. Dude, I like the Penguins to win this and close this out tonight. I'm not playing them because I already have them for the series, so there's no need to do that. And we've cashed a lot of money on this Penguins team, especially in every game over these last few series. So I like the Penguins to win this game out tonight, but I do like the under more than I like the Penguins. I believe that Nashville's defense will be on point, and I believe that goals will be hard to come by tonight for once. And I think that Pittsburgh will win a hard-fought game, probably 2-1, 3-1.
Dude, I got to be honest with you, man. Every single time I look at the screen when this hockey game is, when these two teams are playing each other, Pittsburgh's on a power play, like every time.
Pittsburgh's on a play, but you know what it is? They're both, these teams don't like each other a lot, okay? These dudes have been, like, at each other's throats. And I agree. Pittsburgh's always on a problem, but not capitalizing all the time.
No, they've been terrible at it.
They've been terrible on them. But in Nashville's been the exact opposite. So that bothers me with Pittsburgh because I don't know what Pittsburgh's problem is on power plays. I see them in a 5-on-3 twice, not score.
Yeah, right. 5-on-3.
It's ridiculous.
And not make it happen. So, all right, man. Well, hey, that's pretty much where we're at with that. And baseball, hockey, and NBA Finals tomorrow night. So just to recap tomorrow night, what's going to go down, you got the Golden State Warriors closing it out and winning the series tomorrow night, Dream.
I do. I think it's all done, gang. It's been fun. But Golden State is it's you're not telling me that and you're not going to tell me you're going to get that kind of performance out of the Cavs role players as you got on Friday night. Not to mention Golden State's defense will be better. Draymond Green is going to find his ass in like the Orlando Magic and just fade off into oblivion. I mean, it sucks. Great talent. He reminds me a lot of Rasheed Wallace.
Yep.
Inability to control his emotions on the court. Listen, I wish, Kerr's talked about going back and forth with Jamal. I definitely, if there's a piece of the puzzle that's missing from Golden State next year, I'd not be surprised they got rid of Draymond Green.
I agree with you. I think he's just I've never been a fan of him.
Well, I've been a fan of his gameplay. I mean, because he's gritty on a team that's kind of that, the Golden State needs that. They don't have any edgy players. The other players are kind of polite and considerate and want to shoot jumpers, and it's nice. You need the physicality and the passion of his personality. It just is uncontrollable and can be too over the top.
Yeah, got it. All right, man. So that's going to do it for us, Dream. I got to go. I'm going to go out today and be in the sun all day.
Nice.
That's what I feel like. That's what I feel like doing today. So, but I got to go try to find a barbershop that is not packed. I tried to go this morning. Forget it.
Yep.
Forget it, dude. It's just like a line of people. I'm like, yo, it's Sunday morning. But everybody got the same idea as I do, I guess.
Everybody's got the same idea as you. You got to get. It's time to just move into the ball head player stuff.
I know. I need
then
to.
You don't got to go to the. Dude, I do not miss going to the bar. Every time I want a freshie, I just go right up to the shower.
That's it, buddy. That's it. So what do you do? What do you got to do? You got to shave it like in the mirror, or you shave it in the shower? What do you do?
Believe it or not, I shave it in both. But the best place to shave it is standing right in front of the mirror. Is the best, absolute best shave there is. Yeah, I use the real expensive Gillette razor, whatever it is. I don't know. It's got like 30 blades on it or something ridiculous.
30 blades.
But I absolutely love that razor. Gang, I want to apologize. We were trying to get Tiger Clinch on Saturday. I guess there was some technical difficulties. I did book him, but I guess you weren't able to get him on yesterday?
No.
Yeah, so I want to apologize for that. I know some of you probably are in touch with him as far as plays are concerned. Hopefully you reached out and he gets you up from there. As far as today's going to be concerned, Fast Eddie 72 asked me about movies. Eddie, my movie game has not been on point. I have not been to the movies. I know everybody's talked about this Wonder Woman flick, and after just getting divorced and getting murdered by a woman, I already feel like I've been involved with Wonder Woman a little bit. So I've been real positive on wanting to see it. But I'm going to get out there probably this week to check out Wonder Woman. I haven't. I also want to see The Mummy with Tom Cruise. I think that dropped this week. The kids haven't been bothering me to go to the movies, and I haven't really been. I've been busy doing other stuff. I just started taking a class. So I'm back in school as well, so I haven't really had the time to get out and see the flicks, but I will get out there and we will discuss a little bit of the summer movies. Not much. I mean, I haven't seen much coming out so far this summer that has gotten my juices flowing and excited. The Wonder Woman thing, the problem with Wonder Woman, and I didn't really care for the era that Wonder Woman is based in. It's like that pre-World War II or World War II, the Nazi era thing. I don't like that timeline. Even that was a timeline. Captain America was kind of in that timeline too with the original one. I'm not the biggest fan of that timeline as far as taking the characters back and putting them in that setting. So that's one of my other kind of caveats of not wanting to go see this Wonder Woman flick and kind of waiting for it to come on movies. Not to mention DC has bundled bungled all of their superhero movies, with the exception of The Dark Knight, which is, as far as I'm concerned, the bar for the best one. Outside of that, they've been terrible, and Superman versus Batman was absolutely just ridiculous. Anyway, that being said, so here's what we're on today. I got two plays, 1 3-teamer, 1 2-teamer. The 2-teamer is just the Red Sox and the Dodgers, just a carryover of yesterday because I hit it with yesterday, going right back to it again today. The 3-teamer, Pittsburgh Pirates, Arizona Diamondbacks, Cleveland Indians. You could probably substitute. I like that. Turn me on that St. Louis game. Got to tell you, I like that St. Louis game hat.
All right.
I like St. Louis. I might find a way to get that involved as well today. And gang, like you said, I got the Golden State Warriors closing it out on Monday. They are -8. You might buy it down to 6 just to be on the safe side. That's where we're at. I want to thank everybody that's retweeted the show. We got my man Irvin out there. We got Joe. School. What? I don't know what. I don't know what Josie. I'm going back taking a class or something, just to better my education. No, these guys are funny. Anyway, I want to thank Irvin, Terrence Mack, Direct Sports Solutions, Joseph Del Rosario, Vegas Girl 92661, Jay Snyder, Fast Eddie 72, Gary Burchard, just to name a few. Also have Tiger Clinch out there. Also have Mr. Big Splee in the house. Mr. Rafael Esparza, good to see you. Just Scott Weaver, big shout out to you. Got hit up by Game Changer the other day. Real good to hear from you. Real Deal Ray out there keeping it popping too. Still involved in that baseball, going crazy. Joe Seppi, I think I already said Irvin and Cash Action Bets. Gang, I'm the dream. Always remember where you at. Make the most of each and every day because you cannot get this time back, and enjoy the nice weather if you're getting it.
Big shout out to the Democrats and the liberals for making themselves look like idiots. Big shout out to James Comey for admitting that he leaked information. Dream, forget it. This story is dying.
Well, it's dying for you. You're the only one it's dying for.
It's dying, man.
The rest of the
they need to
country,
focus on.
I know you say it's fake news.
It's so ridiculous. Like any educated person could realize that this is not happening.
With Commie.
What, the leaker?
They're siding with Commie as far as they think he's credible than Trump is.
Well, you know what? Listen, man. You know, Democrats and liberals, everybody that's out there, focus on rebuilding your communities and building roads and putting kids in school. You know what? Enough of this. This is like so stupid now. Trump is going to be president.
Hey, listen, I don't know how stupid it is.
It's stupid, Dream. Come on, they have nothing.
I don't know how stupid it is. I think, you know, if you want to see the positive and you want to just not care about any of the other stuff behind the scenes, then yeah, it's stupid. But if you care about some of the other stuff, and I gotta be honest with you, I'm one for let Trump go. He's in. Oh, go ahead, let him do his thing, whatever, for the 4 years, you know, because it hurts your thing. But I'm gonna tell you, the presidents of the United States having any type of association with Russia is just a problem in this country. I don't understand that. Listen, it's problematic and it's bothersome. If it was, I don't know, if it was any other thing, I'd probably be like, no big deal like you. But I just don't like it. You know, the Soviet Union is a communist communist country, and our president being linked to any ties, you've never heard this in the history of the presidency. And anybody in Washington, for that part, has been linked to Russia. This guy's been linked to Russia.
It's a lot of jealousy out there, man. You know, you get a guy that comes in that never ran for office once in his life and gets the highest level of authority in politics. His first try at it. That's the problem.
Those are scapegoat
jealousy
answers to me,
in the air tonight, I could tell.
Let's
roll, man.
Those are scapegoat answers to me because he's gonna fall every time something's brought in his face. It's fake news.
It's fake news.
Every time there's an issue, it's it's because
I love how idiotic everybody's making themselves look with this whole investigation. It's becoming more and more of a circus show, and quite frankly, Dream, they're becoming jokes. It's happening, whether you like to believe it or not. It's getting more and more ridiculous. With that said, guys, we're out of here. It's the weekend. Go out there, enjoy yourself, watch some baseball. Dream, next Saturday, I got tickets to Mets Nationals. So
I can't go.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be. Well, if you were going, you'd be buying my ticket. So that's why you're definitely not going. So, all right, guys. Hey, listen, we love you to death.
Ask my ex-wife to get them for you.
Yeah. Right. Enjoy your weekend. We'll be back next weekend. Take care.